Hi there, Holly Browning from the Lebanon Public Library, bringing you another episode of Family Research Tips and Tricks. Today I'm bringing you part one of a series that I'm calling Genealogy Hotspots. I'm going to be showing you a couple of sites that I found to be really helpful in my research that you might not think to look or you might not even know of. So the first database that I wanted to show you is findagrave.com. I found that this database to be extremely helpful in finding family members that were lost, finding certain dates, and you can even find really cool photos, articles. There are all kinds of things on findagrave.com. It's basically Find a Grave is like a giant virtual cemetery experience. It provides tools that let people all over the world, and it's not just a USA, it's not national, it's actually, you can look up cemeteries from all over the world. But people can work together and share information on burial and final disposition information. You can look for an individual, or you can actually look through a cemetery by putting in a state or a county or any information that you may have to try to find either one of what you're looking for. Let's see. You can find details and individual memorials created for people in the cemetery. So usually it has a list for all of the people that are actually buried in the cemetery. Often these memorials can include birth, death, burial information, and like I said before, they have newspaper articles, people upload photos, which I'll talk about in just a second, biographies, and other family info, which is a huge bonus for the family genealogist and is why I like the site so much. I've actually read some of the most beautiful stories and tributes on findagrave.com. They'll really touch your heart, and it's really neat to read. While Find a Grave is a free site, it does pay to become a member, because then you can add and upload your own information. If you want to put, if your grandmother has a memorial, and if you want to add a photo, you need to actually become a member. But the good thing is it does not cost any money. You just have to have an email account. That is it. That is all you need to do to register. So the cost is free there. Let's see here. Also, one of the neatest things on Find a Grave is that you can leave the remembrances, you can leave little memorials, and it's really neat, and that's one of the features that I'm going to be showing you in a bit. First, a little bit of history of Find a Grave. Find a Grave was started in 1995 by John Tipton, and he actually started it from his hobby of visiting famous celebrity graves. And apparently that is a hobby that a lot of people shared. So it became kind of big, and he opened it up to non-famous people and individuals, and it just kind of steamrolled from there. Since then, millions of contributions have been made by people entering memorials, photos, GPS locations of cemeteries. Some of these cemeteries are very hard to find. They're have grown over, some are not taken care of, and so people have added actual GPS coordinates, which is very helpful. So let's take a closer look here. I have the home page. This is the home page pulled up here on findagrave.com. And as you can see, right here we have the search bar. So like I said, you can search for that individual that you're looking for, or you can go to the cemetery location and see what cemeteries will actually come up. Now remember, if you don't have exact names or exact dates, go wide with it. Be broad. And as you can see, the search bar has the exact. It also has before, after, plus, minus. It has ranges. So if you don't have the exact date, you can approximate it or put the ranges in there, which is very helpful. Let's see here. Also, you see that it still has a famous section. So that was left over previous from how it started with the famous cemeteries. So it has a list of famous people and where you can find them, and you can go on your own little day trip to search out famous celebrities and where they're buried. And this is my favorite part here. This is the contribute part where you can share information and add information with others. So let's take a look at that. So here's all the things that you can do. And like I said, you need to register as a member, but it is free. All you need is an email account. You can add memorials that you think, that are not there, that you don't see, or that you know that someone is buried there. Uploading photos. If you have photos of that said person, you can upload, and people love that. I mean, I've had people contact me about pictures that I've uploaded. They thank me. They've never seen them. It's really, really neat to see. Let's see, photo requests. Now, one of the greatest things about Find a Grave is you can actually request a photo of a tombstone or a certain graveyard. You request those, and people that live in that area can look at those requests, and some of the time they will fulfill your request and actually help you out, which is really, really awesome. And also another thing is the transcribing photos. As you know, some of the older tombstones are very, very difficult to read. And there are people that are really, really adept at reading those old tombstones. So you can also help people in transcribing tombstones. So they have so many features on here, and that's why it's definitely one of my favorites. You can put in requests to link family members. If you see that it has a mother and father and there's a sibling that's missing, you can put in a request that that sibling is also part of the family. Let's see. Lastly, I do want to show you my favorite feature. My favorite feature is basically it's a virtual way to leave flowers or leave a memorial or a flag for someone. And these are what I was speaking of when I was talking about the beautiful memorials. And I wanted to pull up one. This is a soldier that was in my family that passed away in World War II. And as you can see, we uploaded a photo, and here's all the information it gives: birth, death, burial information. It even gives you a memorial ID. And then we go down here, and you'll see here, this is what I was speaking of. It has the family members linked. So somebody has went through and actually linked parents and siblings, okay? And then here, like I said, there's also a newspaper article that you can read that was in the paper. Down here, it has the flowers. And to leave your remembrance or leave a flower, you don't have to write anything. You can do however you want to do, and it can also be anonymous. You do not have to put your name. It can be left by anonymous and the date. But you still have to register as a member to be able to leave your own memorial, so to speak. So that's kind of a general overview of findagrave.com, and like I said, I would check it out. It's definitely worth looking into your family research. So join me in the next 2 weeks, and I'll be back with part 2 of Genealogy Hotspots, and we will check out another database that's helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.